Hello and welcome again to M.J TV. I am your host Matthew James. I'm a renowned medium and clairvoyant. In this video it's the long anticipated Mystic Switchboard Part 3. The basic idea of this is I've had 5 lucky winners from the top 15 fans on my Facebook page, and each of these fans have given me their date of birth and a question or two that they wish me to actually answer on this video. Now, each of these fans have been given a pseudonym to obviously protect their identity. They'll know who they are, and obviously they'll watch this video, they'll get their personal message. This is very much going to be in the same vein of Mystic Switchboard 1 and Mystic Switchboard 2 that I broadcast and put up on YouTube at the beginning of the year. So the idea is that I'm hopefully going to tune into the spirit world. I can never guarantee it. I always specify to clients, whether they're one-to-one or I'm on radio or I'm in front of an audience, that every single connection with the spirit world is an experiment. I can never guarantee anything. I don't know what information I'm going to get. All I know is I've got names, I've got date of births, and I've got questions. And the idea is that I'm going to spend a few moments with each person, and I'm going to try and give some information that can obviously help them with their life path and answer the questions that they have kindly supplied to me. I've actually got 4. There's one certain winner never actually got back to me, so this Mystic Switchboard is only with 4 winners, but next month, there will be a next month, I'm hopefully going to have 5 again. So anyway, without further ado, I've got all the information here. This is all the people, all the questions and the like. The first person on my list, I'm actually calling Sarah. So hi Sarah, your date of birth is 26/10/74, and you've actually given me 2 questions, which is absolutely fine. I'll be able to get through them. Will my relationship go the distance? Is question number 1. And question number 2, it's all about your life purpose and are you suited to your occupation. Okay, I'm going to start off everybody with a bit of numerology, which is from the date of birth. And I see, Sarah, that you are in a 5 vibration. I deal with the traditional 9-year wheel of life through numerology, and I actually use something called soul numerology, and I actually use the numerology to make a connection. And through this connection I sort of get certain information that's specific to people. Anyway, without further ado, Sarah, you're in a 5 vibration. I always see the 5 vibration as a very frustrating year, very difficult year to make any headway. I will always advise anybody in a 5 vibration to hold off making any serious decisions, because there will be delay, there will be confusion. It's a self-pampering kind of year. It's a year that is really filled with a lot of disappointments, because, like I say, you can't make any progress. So all I'm going to be saying is this is going to be impacting on both your personal relationship and also your job. So your relationship, you're going to be finding, particularly from about February, March, April this year, all the way through to February, March next year, 2013, you're going to find a lot of confusion. You're not going to make any headway. You're going to be wondering why you're in that relationship. You're going to be wondering where the relationship's going. Also, the same will apply to your life path and to your occupation, because your life will be being slowed down. The idea that your life is being slowed down is for you to take notice of everything that is occurring in your life, to make sure that the last 2 years of decision making that you have been making are in actual fact the right decisions, and do I have to make any more decisions in my life. I feel personally, from the information that I'm receiving, that your relationship is the thing that is the burden. That is the big burden. That is the impacting burden here, because we're too concerned. We seem to be too worried. We seem to be too sensitive to situations that are going on. I definitely have a grandmother here. I feel I might be on your father's side. I'm going to throw you the name Mary. Mary came out of the bag from somewhere, so I'm going to give you the name Mary. I am looking at somebody who is hitting me here with either anxiety pains or esophagus pains. I usually associate this with somebody who would have had some form of heart attack, but I'm not getting the heart attack condition. I'm actually going down into the stomach area. Now, whether she's showing me that you have the scenario, the name of it slipped my mind at the moment, so I know she had a bit of memory loss. There's a bit of memory loss here. It's the scenario where you get a bit of a pain in the stomach. It then goes into heartburn, it then goes into a throat, it then goes into a headache. I think there is this tension going on, but I get a sense that she might have had a cancerous condition here amongst other things, but there were complications. But I know that my short-term memory has been affected with this lady connecting to me. Now I'm just going to quickly turn for you a couple of room cards, just to basically see what your relationship is up to. Your relationship, as far as I'm concerned, well, there isn't going to be a pregnancy. I've got to say that. I do not see pregnancy. I do not see that there is particularly anything really long-term here. I do get a harvest room that sort of says to me that the relationship has gone as far as it can go. And I just get a sense that you're not learning lessons here, and we're going round and round in a wheel. We're going in a wheel here, and I do actually have eyes, which is my ending room. So I've got to sadly say that after all the sweats and the toils and all the effort you put into this relationship, I feel personally this relationship is going to draw to a natural conclusion. I'm sorry to say that, Sarah, but I prefer to be completely honest, and I feel the grandmother would have been exactly the same. Now I've got to give it sounds like Bert, a Robert, a Bert, or a Bob. I've got to mention that name somewhere in the family as well. And I'm aware that they have been observing you in your work. I don't know if you're falling asleep at work or you're feeling ridiculously tired, but it seems to be that your work situation is being affected by your relationship, because the first two rooms I pulled for your career, I got the same runes as the relationship situation, so there was clearly an impact there. As far as your life purpose, as far as your life path is concerned, what I have to say is that the career that you are in is clearly holding you back to a degree. I've got two runes here. Now, if I can get them in front, Ol, which is this one here, sorry, that one, Ol, which is the one that's got the picture of a horse and I can't get it on the screen. This one is your personal freedom rune. Need, which is the other rune, is all about chaos and being restricted. These are standing in the way of each other. They're contradicting. That means that your work, your occupation is being held back, is being frustrated. Here we have 4, which is the accruable wealth. This says you can do a lot better for yourself. For some reason, I almost get investment or finance around you, or banking, or some form of financial services, or selling, or marketing, because I feel that that is where your career is. You're very, very, very good at seeing the good deals and seeing the niche markets. Now, I've actually run out of time for you, Sarah, because I've got to go on to the next person. So I actually hope I've been helping. I hope that information has given you a little bit of insight. Next person on my list is who I'm calling Tracy. Hi Tracy, your date of birth is 11/8/1970, and you are asking me if there are any big changes into your home and your career. Now, from your numerology, you're in the 6th vibration, which is a little bit on from Lisa, but I've got to say that the 6th vibration almost always deals with relationships, whether it's the big break or it's the big engagement, or whether it's the fallout with friends or family or making new friends. It always relates to relationships. Now, for some reason, I'm having drawn to my attention, I don't know whether it's an actual father figure that I've got, but I've got somebody that was a father or a grandfather who would have been very fatherly towards you. Pardon me, I've got all the phlegm in my throat and my chest, so I may well have had somebody who had a lung condition or an emphysema or that sort of thing, and he is clenching his fist like this, meaning that this gentleman was in a lot of pain, and he is bringing to my attention your frustration. And the way that they're saying is that the big changes that you're asking for are long overdue, and it is so frustrating watching you doing the same old, and always like looking to tomorrow or relying on the lotto or something for the big break. That's the way that they're actually saying it here. Now, as far as the runes are concerned, the runes are saying it, you are very much empowered within yourself to actually make the right choices. It just seems to me that you're very indecisive at the moment. You've got the rune wire. I can put it on the screen. Wire is always my, do I do this, do I do that, do I say yes, do I say no? It's always an indecision rune. When I've got wire, this card here, it's about your personal potential, and you are always questioning yourself. This is the inner critic. These are the cards that say that your inner critic's out there. It's ruling the roost as far as your life decisions are concerned. It's recognizing that voice, and it's quelling that voice, and it's having the confidence to make a decision and know that you're making the right decision, because we seem to be controlled in some way from the past where we always seem to make the wrong decision, and because of that we're literally saying, I'm not making any more decisions because I always make the wrong decision. O is my ancestral protection rune. It's a rune that basically says that I've definitely got a grandfather type vibration around you as an ancestral protector. And the idea with this is that the decisions and the choices that are now coming into your life, the hurdles that you have to face over the next, I'm going to say next 8 months, because the next 8 months will take you into your 7 vibration, which basically is a springboard year, which is the ambition year. So what it's saying is the early part of next year, 2013, the end of this year, and we're coming to the end of this year now, is when the right decisions are being made. You have got to stop treating yourself so harshly like you have been doing over the last 18 months, so the next few months you will start making those decisions for yourself. And yes, there are big changes. My feeling is you literally are going to pack the bags, pack the boxes, go from location A to location B, and because you've got to go to location B, you've got to find another job, which means it's going to impact both on home and career. Now, whether you have a partner or a relationship in tow is entirely up to yourself here with this situation, because you're in this 6th vibration, which is all about these relationships. It's all about not losing family, not losing touch with family. You've got to keep in touch with family, but you might have to make new friends. There might be that vibration coming in here. Now I'm going to have to now move on to the next person, Tracy. So I just hope that information has been a help for you, and just take it easy. That's the big important thing with you, Tracy. Now I'm moving on to Maria. Hi Maria. Your date of birth is 2679, and you're asking me about will this feeling of chaos that you've been feeling for about the last year, will that actually pass? Now, it's no coincidence you're asking that question, and you're in a 4 vibration. You've been in a 4 vibration since the turn of the year. The 3 vibration will have put you in a completely different direction in your life. It's a U-turn. The 3 is all about fate taking hand and putting you in a different direction to where you would have been. And we're talking 2010, 2011 is this big swing. You swing to a different experience. The 4 vibration is very much like a karmic return. The 4s and the 8s are the karmic returns. The 4 is the one where you can voluntarily take a burden off your shoulders, and you can decide what tasks and what are you going to be doing this year, and what lessons are you going to learn. I've got to say that this year you've been trying to do too much. This is pretty clear. You've been trying to do too much. You've been doing too much. You've been overdoing things. You've been overexerting yourself. You've been trying too hard. And all I can say is that it's necessary to sort of ease off and unwind to a certain degree. I'm getting annoyed by somebody who had some sort of skin irritation or something around the nose. Now I feel this is somebody who always had a runny nose, and I know I've got a gentleman. The gentleman had a more defined pointed nose than I did. His hair was a lot greyer than mine, and I have to say I am definitely going to a stomach. I almost feel like I've got a bowel cancer, or I might even be going lower. he certainly had dietary issues. I feel that it was boring. He was limited to what he could eat, whether it was rice and white meat or his salted meat, which suggests a bowel condition. This gentleman, I feel, is more an uncle than it is a grandfather, or it's a father. I feel I've definitely got an uncle vibration, but I also want to say that I do actually have three gentlemen here that come together. So there might be two uncles and there might be a grandfather, but there are three gentlemen that come together, and they are basically asking you to have the action and the motivation that you have been lacking recently, because your confidence levels seem to be not at an all-time low, but they seem to be at a low ebb. That is the way that it is being worded to me. Now, all I'm going to say is as I'm shuffling these cards, you have got really to be, let's say, more in touch with your emotions. You've got to be more in touch with the surroundings around you. It's almost like you have separated yourself or gone into seclusion, or you've closed yourself off from people. This is the feeling that I've got, because you're trying to deal with this basic feeling that you've been going over the last year. The feeling I've got with this is that you know there's imminent change coming over the next 18 months, and you know that you've got a lot of things to do. The first thing you need, and that is the advice of Dave, that's my holiday room, that's you need a holiday card. You need to get out of the four walls that you're in, and you need to get away somewhere, so when you come back everything's been refreshed in the scenario that you are in. You've definitely got the room rad, which is saying that changes can only occur when you step out of your comfort zone, and there's further learning as well. So I've got to say, Maria, there is an indication that you've got to go back to college, or you've got to continue with a course, or you've got to continue with some sort of coursework. It's really important, and you've not got to lose heart. That is the real important thing here. And I know that this gentleman had real sniffles, because he's actually beginning to symbolically stream down my face, and I just feel that he's almost telling you bluntly, get a grip. You've got to get a grip on things here. I've got a feeling that I'm on your father's side, because he's referring to your father, and he's referring to how emotional your father has been, and how emotional you are, how much you are like your father at times. I hope you can understand that, Maria, because I've got to sadly move on to the next person, because I am running out of time on the video. I know we're about 18 minutes, and I was only intending about 15 minutes for the video, so I'm going to move on to the next person. Now, the next person is Lorraine. Hi Lorraine, your date of birth is 5/2/73, and I know I've got a gentleman, no actually sorry, I've got a gentleman and a lady, and one of these two was ridiculously out of breath. They couldn't catch their breath, and what they're actually saying is with you, Lorraine, you've got to really slow down. I'm really out of breath with you. It's like I can't keep a pace with you. One of them had a really fast heartbeat, or they had a problem with the heart, and they had some sort of heart pacemaker or something. This is what the reference is. I'm really short of breath, and I'm trying to catch my breath with a gentleman here. You're wanting to know about your relationship in the future. You're in your 3 vibration, and all I'm going to say is that you have to slow your vibration down. You're in a 3 vibration, which means your life has done the big veer this year. It's taken a different direction altogether. From where you were at the start of the year to where you are now doesn't seem to bear any resemblance. We are dealing with a relationship. I know that a relationship has taken on a different form, a different format. You feel different, maybe your partner feels different, but certainly one of you hasn't, but one of you has changed. And my impression here is that if you try a separation and you have a breathing space, I really don't feel that is the answer. I feel that there is still something to be worked on here with the relationship. We had Jara, which is my hardest room, which she was sort of suggesting that an ending could actually happen here. But when I've got the blank room sort of indicates to me that is not necessarily the case. This is Lagu reversed. Lagu is the fluidity, it's the emotion card. It says that we have to act, not react. So if there are any disagreements with a relationship, you've got to count to 10 before you say anything, because you're going to say things that you're going to regret. And the thing you're going to regret is a split, or an ending to this relationship, because the unexpected card says that it isn't necessary. I think the unexpected is I don't know if you're even considering any more children or a child. It just seems to be that could be the unexpected, or the unexpected plan here, or it even could be the issue. But I know that there has been a reference to something about child or children. For you, I've got to say you've got to learn from lessons of the past, because answer is always about learning. It's the ash, it's always about learning. Now, whether that is you've got to learn from a previous relationship where you've been at this point before, or you've been at this point before with this particular relationship, and you've not got to go down that track again. You've got to sort it out amicably. But my feeling is that you can get your own personal freedom in many ways. You don't have to be out of a relationship to have your space. It's just all about working on a relationship and getting some space. It's not about finishing a relationship because you've got to get space, because at the end of the day, you'll end up in another relationship and you'll be in the same point. It's all about a compromise with your partner here. And the overall feeling of this particular card is one of you or both of you is suffering from some sort of anxiety or depression. That's what I've been told. Now, I am at the 21-minute mark, and I've sadly come to the end of this Mystic Switchboard 3. It's the winners from my top 15 for August 2012. There will be another Mystic Switchboard at the end of September. For those of you who are watching this video who didn't get the chance to have a reading with me, all I can say is that you can post comments on my public figure page. I can be found on Facebook at M.J Medium, all uppercase. If you post comments, you post likes, you interact on my public figure page, you will get into my top 15. If you get into my top 15, you stand a good chance of your name coming out of the draw and getting a free reading with me on one of these video readings. So I'll say thank you to everybody who did take part last time. I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Bye for now.